Not tonight.
Looks cool.
I friended everyone.
Escucha al muchacho.
I am. I'm focused.
Para.
Thank you.
That's gonna be hard. Uy,
What?
Luz,
It's gonna be hard.
Luz,
What?
¿qué está pasando?
It's so sweet.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I like
Yo,
this
that's so
part.
cool.
I know. I love that part. Look at it. Oh, the sun is coming through, so it's even cooler now. It's kind of loud. I don't like it. I feel like we're inside a monster every time.
It does feel like that.
Right? Jonas and the whale type beat. Or it's not Jonas, right? It's Jonas, but in English it's what? Jonah?
Jonah. Or say Jonas.
Jonas Brothers? With the whale?
No, it's Jonah. Yeah, it is Jonah.
I wish I knew all the steps. I know there are different washes, but I'm not sure what the purpose of each wash is for. We're getting blasted with air. Cool lighting, right? Hey. I'm still in neutral. Though.
I know.
I wait until I'm here and then I go and drive. Ooh, la cosa is that, yeah, we might have to get out. It says if vacuums are full, please exit.
Yeah.
Please be considerate of others and limit time at vacuum area. Let's see if
I'm
we
gonna
can
end the
secure a
record.
spot. Yeah.
Tertuliano en cierta ocasión dijo la sangre de los mártires estaban preocupados porque sus aguas habían sido invadidas.
I'm back at work now and I think I'm gonna stay here until it's time to eat my second meal because I left my lunch here from yesterday that I didn't eat yesterday because I went home and I ate there instead. So I'm gonna be here for many hours on end until it's time to eat dinner later on today. After almost 13 hours, I was finally able to go home, eat the rest of my lunch because I wasn't in the mood to eat everything for lunch. I got full easily. And then I had the rest of my lunch with a piece of toast, and I also had a banana and two, what would you call them? Mandarins? Tangerines? Clementines? I don't know the difference between all of them. I think it's a tangerine because it's tartar. It's a little more sour than I think clementines are. And it's not an orange because it's too small for that. Oh, it could be a mandarin. Yeah, I think they're called mandarins. I ate 2 mandarins and now I'm finally in my futon, ready to rest. I took a shower, did my entire night routine. All I have to do now is my Bible study lesson over here. And I'm gonna go live for that. I always go live. I try to always go live at night when I'm doing it every day as an accountability tool for myself mainly, and people don't tend to join. Some people do. I think the most I've gotten is 7 viewers, and the most that stick around are 2 people, and the least is none. Nobody stays usually, except for me. And that's okay, I don't mind. I don't do it for the views. I do it for me to stay accountable to myself and to God. It helps me. So I'm gonna go live now on my iPad and hopefully people join. I like when people join because at least they're listening to some of the word or some study based on the word, right? Because I'm narrating it all. I'm just reading my lesson. And if there are Bible verses that it tells us to read as an assignment, usually that's on Wednesdays, then I'll read that for anybody who's watching. So I've thought about maybe doing it on a different platform through a different medium, maybe podcasts or maybe a Facebook Live, because I feel like people might join more there. But Instagram is where I tend to organically lean towards anyway. Like on the daily, I use Instagram the most out of all of my social media apps. Instagram and Spotify, mainly because of work. It's easy to go on Instagram or to listen to a podcast or to music when I'm at work. So that's why those are the two most used apps for me. I'm gonna go do that right now, and then after that, I'm ready to go to sleep. This is probably gonna be the earliest I've gone to sleep in a while because I am tired. And I thank God, I'm super grateful because I actually finished earlier than I thought I was going to finish today. Instead of taking almost 15 hours. Granted, this experiment is on a smaller scale, so I knew I was gonna save some time, but I was thinking maybe I wouldn't shave that much time, maybe like 40 minutes off of the entire protocol, which usually takes me almost 15 hours. So I was like, oh, maybe it'll take me like 14 hours or 13 and a half, but it took me almost 13. So I'm glad any amount of time that I save for myself is a win in my book. So I'm happy to be back home. It was worth getting up super early. I'd rather have companions with me on the road to feel safer, because you never know. What if something happens, right? There will be witnesses around and maybe a good Samaritan that can help me out. I'm thinking about all of this. Call me paranoid, I don't care, because paranoia, or I guess, I don't want to speak about paranoia like that because I don't have a severe case of it, but, or I don't know if I even have a case, but I tend to be very, very, very focused on least likely scenarios that most people would consider not even plausible. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the risk of that happening is super low. Why are you even occupying your mind on that? Like, you're too paranoid. Like, I've gotten that so many times throughout my life. And I'm like, okay, but people who are extremely skeptical sometimes are onto something. It's better to be prepared for the worst and have thought through those scenarios and try and prevent it and take safeguards to avoid that risk than to be la-di-da-di-da, act like it's not gonna happen to me. It happens on the news, it's super rare, but it's not gonna happen to me. What are the odds, right? Never be too confident. Never be too confident, because that person on TV could be you. It could be anybody. So I'd rather think about all of the unlikely scenarios and think about how I can be safer on the daily, especially as a woman, especially as a Latina woman. Okay, that's my spiel. Anyways, I'm gonna study my Bible lesson, pray, and go to sleep. I need the rest.